What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over a problem with the Sentinel Pump Shotgun that a lot of you may or may not be aware of already. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below which shotgun is your favorite so far in Chapter 6. Despite these problems, the Sentinel Pump is still my favorite shotgun by far. And the problem or bug with this weapon is going to be that the Sentinel Pump Shotgun has basically no aim assist on controller, or maybe it has very little aim assist, so little that it's basically none. Cade, who is a pro player, posted this video showing the difference between the aim assist with the regular pump and the Sentinel Pump Shotgun. And as you can see, there is a very clear difference in the slowdown he is getting between these weapons. And from my experience, even the Sentinel Pump compared to the other Chapter 6 shotguns feels like it has much less. I kind of wish in this video he showed like the twin fire auto and the Oni, but just using the guns, it's always felt to me like the Sentinel Pump has far less aim assist than both the twin fire auto shotgun and the Oni shotgun. And from this video, you can see that it is a drastic difference compared to the regular pump shotgun. And if you go back and forth between playing like reload or creative in Chapter 6, you'll see that it's just drastic. And for those of you who don't really know what aim assist does or what it's supposed to be doing, a lot of people think it's just literally aimbot, like it curves your bullets and stuff. That's not how it works. What it does is it slows down your sensitivity when you're on a target so that you can, more consistently aim and hit shots and, make those smaller adjustments that you need to make while aiming. And that is why just dragging the crosshair over the opponent, you can see that the difference between aim assist strength on the regular pump and the Sentinel Pump Shotgun is very drastic, because the Sentinel Pump is getting basically no slowdown. I have seen Fortnite Status reply to a few people saying that the team is aware of this problem with the Sentinel Pump Shotgun and that they're looking into it, which is good, but sometimes with Fortnite Status account, you kind of got to take things with a grain of salt, because they basically say that to everyone who says anything to them. So we'll see, but Fortnite hasn't really had much opportunity to make updates and fix bugs with Chapter 6 because it launched in early December and then they went on break. And Epic will be getting back from winter break this week. So, things should start to resume and go back to normal, and we should be getting more bug fixes and more updates over time. So hopefully this gets addressed. And if I'm a controller player and the Sentinel Pump has, very low or inconsistent aim assist, why did I still say it was my favorite shotgun and why I still use it? I think it just has the highest upside of any of the shotguns in the current loot pool. I don't really care for the Oni shotgun, and I don't really care for the twin fire auto shotgun, despite both of them having better aim assist than the Sentinel Pump. I've seen a lot of people saying that the Oni shotgun is a really high damage shotgun, and if you have good aim, it's worth it. But I actually think that is like the opposite of true. I'll have the damage caps for the Oni and the Sentinel Pump on screen now, but the Oni shotgun has a damage cap of 125 to 145 depending on rarity, while the Sentinel Pump has a damage cap of 170 to 195 depending on rarity. So the gray Sentinel Pump shotgun has a higher max damage than the gold Oni shotgun. So the damage potential on the Sentinel Pump is much higher than that of the Oni. Obviously, you aren't going to be hitting max damage 170 every single shot with the gray Sentinel Pump just because of how the game works and nobody is perfect. But if you have good aim, the Sentinel Pump is actually the better choice, because if you have good aim, you're going to be getting closer to that damage cap more consistently. What the Oni does have going for it, though, is just consistency. As long as you hit the enemy at all, you're going to get solid damage. It doesn't matter if it's a headshot, a body shot. If you hit the enemy in the toe, if you hit them, you're going to get solid-ish damage, especially if you hit all of your pellets, which you should be doing because the crosshair is so small. And that's what the Oni is good for. If you just hit the opponent, you get solid damage. It might be lower than a great Sentinel Pump shot, but you're probably not going to be hitting like 20 with it like how you would with the Sentinel Pump if you had a really bad shot. And then the Oni shotgun has really good range as well, which adds into that consistency and just making the gun perform the same as often as possible. But for me, I would rather have the upside of being able to hit like over 150 damage with a good shot. But I really think it just comes down to like preference and playstyle. I think the Sentinel Pump has a much higher ceiling and a lower floor than the Oni. Like the gap between the floor and the ceiling is really wide. So if you play great, you'll get great results. But if you play bad and you don't have good aim, you'll get really bad results out of the Sentinel Pump. Whereas the Oni, the ceiling and the floor are very close together. Like if you're the best player in the world, the Oni shotgun still isn't going to be doing that much damage because of the damage cap, and the damage you do get will be pretty close to what a mid shot would be anyways. So it really just comes down to what you prefer. I go for that higher upside, but if you just want consistency, the Oni shotgun is there. The auto shotgun, I think, is really just not that great at all, which is why this video is kind of focused mainly on the Sentinel Pump and the Oni. If the Sentinel Pump has a problem, I feel like a lot of people are going to go to the Oni. They're the most similar, and the auto shotgun in general, I just don't think is good. As far as the auto goes, I don't even really think there's much to explain. It just has very bad damage, in my opinion. The fire rate also isn't that great, and then the reload speed is horrendous. They did buff the reload speed, but it's still quite slow. Like if you like using the auto and it works for you, that's great. But this shotgun just feels really terrible to me, and I pretty much never want to use it. And then I feel like the endgame stats for it are also wrong. The endgame stats say it has a fire rate of 1.9, but I think this is misleading, maybe because it shoots 2 shots per every trigger pull, and that's like messing the game up in some way, because the in-game fire rate stat is the amount of shots it shoots per second. So I don't know if the fact that it does 2 shots per trigger pull, it influences that at all. For the Gatekeeper shotgun, it had a fire rate of 1.7, so that's lower than the Twin Fires, right? The Twin Fire has a 1.9 fire rate. The Gatekeeper had a 1.7. The Maven auto shotgun had like a 1.4, and then I think the regular auto shotgun and tac shotgun had a 1.5. But all of those shotguns, to me, felt like they shot much faster than the Twin Fire auto shotgun, despite having a lower fire rate stat. So that's why I was saying I think the fire rate stat of the Twin Fire auto shotgun is like wrong or misleading in some way, because to me that gun shoots, it feels like it shoots very slowly, and I've had a lot of times where like I think it needs to be reloaded even though it doesn't, because it feels like it's taking so long for my second shot to come out, and I haven't had that feeling with any of the other auto shotguns or spammy shotguns throughout all of Fortnite's history. So I don't really know what's going on there. But let me know down in the comments if you feel the same way about the Twin Fire auto shotgun. To me, it's always just felt very weird. And so that's why I wasn't really talking much about it or considering it much. If you are a controller player and you still want to use the Sentinel Pump, I think just being aware of the fact that aim assist is inconsistent or low or non-existent it goes a long way. I feel like just having that mindset that like I'm not going to get aim assist, I have to like aim more on my own, is better than like expecting it and then not having it. I feel like that's one of the bigger inconveniences of the weapons in Fortnite, just losing aim assist at times. Is like if you expect to have something and then it just feels drastically different than what you anticipate, it can really throw you off. But if you go into it with that mindset and try to be like a bit more patient and intentional with your aim, I feel like that really helps me with this pump. I don't know about you guys, but like most of the time I play the game, I'm not really thinking about aiming that much. I just kind of play the game, and aiming is mostly muscle memory. But with the Sentinel Pump, I've tried to slow down a bit, you know, and be more intentional with my aim. And that has helped me be a lot better with this weapon than I was at the start of the chapter. Still can be rough, and you don't want to take forever to hit a shot. Like, I'm not saying you need to spend a full second making sure you hit your shot, but instead of shooting as fast as you possibly can, maybe slow it down a bit, hit a good shot, and then swap to your spray weapon. But if you're going to take an eternity to shoot, it's better just to shoot and miss and then swap to your spray weapon. I think like your damage potential will be better over time. Like, I'm talking about very, very small windows of time. But that is going to be it for this video. I'm potentially going to let some gameplay play out that I got on stream recently using the Sentinel Pump. Let me know down in the comments below which shotgun is your favorite, if you were aware of this aim assist problem, and if this like kind of changed anything for you as far as, you know, how you feel about the shotguns in Chapter 6. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. That guy was annoying. I think that was the same guy that like beamed me earlier when I said it was the anime Juice WRLD skin. I think it was. What the? There was just somebody in that bush. There's somebody in this truck. This is a medallion player, I think. Actually, maybe not. She was like flying around the island constantly, but it was that other guy who took it. What are these people doing? One hiding in a bush, the other hiding in a car. I was just going into that bush to regen my stamina so I could sprint to the car. I didn't want to like get beamed in between. Both medallions are still on players. This is also why I don't care that much about the medallion circle, because look at the size of the zone compared to the circle. It's like overlapping. Where's the medallion? I don't know where the person was. Oh, they're there. I don't think that hits. Bro, I can't hit him. That was almost bad. Both my pump shots like did such low damage.